Yeah. What's up, y'all? This is Vigilante, 2 minutes and some change, not the blog, but the podcast. And we're going to be hitting you with some topics today that we need to talk about. Before that, we're going to pay some bills real quick.
It's the Know Her CEO, Grifter Gritter, rocking with Tell It Like It T.I. is. I got the streets many, man. Wyandotte County repping, man. The whole city supporting me, man. I'm really loving this movement, man. Holla at me, man. Instagram, official Know Her CEO. Facebook, Miko Griffin. Or you can reach me at my email, knowhusclothing@gmail.com. Know Hers?
Yo, it's Lavelle Caldwell Sr. And when I ain't at work making that time clock pop lock, I've got my radio tuned in boldly to Tell It Like It T.I. is, baby.
What's good, world? I just wanted to stop and tell you that whether you're at the crib, riding around, whether you're on the Midwest ground or the coast of Cape Town, if you ain't telling it like it T.I. is, then you ain't official. Matter of fact, that's me.
Yeah, let's go.
Live from Kansas City, Kansas, a.k.a. The Dot. It's the Tell It Like It T.I. is show with your host, Vigilante.
Yeah. What's going on, people? This is Vigilante. Once again, back at you. Had to pay a few bills. We want to get it out there to people. We going live today on this broadcast. So, yes, we will have the rebroadcast up as soon as possible, tagging people in now as I speak. And we want to talk about the violence in Kansas City, man. This stuff have to stop. So my monologue begins with, I am sick of seeing people that I know personally, that I don't know, that are dying for no reason. It is madness with all the things that's going on in this world. We're still looking at things that we're doing to each other. That's what I don't understand. That's the part that gets me. That's the part that drives me crazy as I try to fight with my program and other people I know that's out there trying to do things. We see these things come right in front of our face and people die every day, but the senseless violence, it's the senseless violence that got me crazy, that got me not understanding with all the things that we're going through as people, and we still got to go through burying people that are dying before before their time is up. It's crazy, man. I'm seeing either they're committing a murder or getting killed. Either way, we are put in a position where it does not make sense. It does not make sense, so I wanted to talk about it. And you know I was going to talk about it. And, of course, a rapper I know, Arsenal, Heavyweights, H-Mob. These guys both came up, went to K-State, stayed friends, and they rapped. They brought artists in. They traveled all across the world, had one of the dopest studio popping for a few years. He had big-time artists in there from Rich the Factor, Young Buck, you name it, man. J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to J-Rock, man. Just talked to the brother about getting on the show and talking about his legacy. Never thought I'll be talking about his legacy in this way. Never thought, because it's violations to me. And this is violation. You know, this guy have lived a life he went through a lot. He went through a lot, man. Surgery, you know, getting himself back up, having a name on a list for medical reasons. And he fought through all that. Still going to school, changing his life, doing things in the community, man. Woke up, you know. So it's to see this situation happen, it's driving me crazy. You know, like I say, I got Righteous on with me. We're going to talk about the violence in KC and actually the violence all across this nation. We're going to get up and we're going to talk about that, because it don't make sense that we have to continue going through the same pattern over and over again. What up, Righteous?
What's going on, Vigilante?
Not much, man.
Yeah, this violence is off the chain. It makes no sense. What's happening is not solving any of the problems that you might have with somebody. You going in somebody's house and robbing them and killing them didn't make you any richer.
Yeah.
I mean, you still the same broke dude. You just came up on a little stuff and a lot of jail time and a lot of guilt.
Yep. And hurting people's family, man. You know, you think about, I know J-Rock, so this is personal. J-Rock definitely wanted to get his music for his sons, the legacy of family first. He is definitely pushing his sons any way he could and being an example, man. And that's the thing that is driving me crazy. What up, Dre Mack? Dre Mack definitely listen. Dre Mack is definitely related. Dre Mack know the history of Arsenal, know the history of the heavyweights, H-Mob, J-Rock, Joker, know the whole history because J-Rock was right there as a youngin', you know, producing and doing other things with them. That's his cousin. You know, J-Rock buried his father last year. You know, and what's crazy is, you know, I think about Alfred, and his sister was killed 4 years ago by her husband. So this violence, man, this ripping the family apart. That's the problem I think that people don't understand. The trouble, 1 second can just wipe out everything over greed. Yes. Or what you think you know a person may have, or whatever beef that you might have. It should never lead to this.
No.
And the thing is, we see it happening all across Kansas City, especially Kansas City, Kansas. I don't know what happened to another friend of mine. I'm not going to speak too much on this case, but comedian Mike Smith, the situation that happened with him and that young man losing his life, and the situation of Mike Smith losing his life. You know, if these are all alleged things, we don't know. The truth will come out down the road. But it's just how quick you can be focused on one thing and something can change your world.
Yes.
So my thing is, how do we, as I talk to Kansas City, hopefully you take this link and you share this link and hear what we're trying to say. How do we not just talk about it, but actually hit the ground and change the mindset, man? So I say to you, Righteous, you know, this is not new when it comes to the violence in Kansas City. You know, from the 90s on up, we've dealt with this. But you think about having our first black president. We got Trump as president now. We got a lot of things that we need to come collectively together. Mm-hmm. But yet, before we can fight white supremacy, we still fight these things that could be caused by white supremacy, but we're acting it out, these roles. So what you think?
I think a big part of it is we got to get up out the dope game. The dope game is creating a lot of negative stuff that's affecting our community. It's making territory issues. It's making people want to keep up with people who are selling dope. So now they robbing houses, trying to keep up with them and the things that they have. You have situations where people are out of their mind. I was just out trying to shoot some pool the other night, and 6 cats tried to roll up on me. I did nothing to them. You know, I could look at their eyes and tell that their eyes was completely glazed over. They was way gone. It had to be something like coke or something like that. Okay. They was gone. So I think a big part of it is this drug culture, this Scarface life. And if you watch Scarface, that was not a good ending to that movie.
No.
That was not a good ending. And so we have to quit living with this ticking time bomb over our heads that we're not going to live past 25, or we only got a limited amount on this earth, so we might as well do all the bad stuff we could do because we're going to be gone anyway. I mean, what happens when you do live? What happens when whoever killed J-Rock lives and then he in jail for the next 30 to 40 years? What happened when you live with 40 years? You got 40 years you might have under your belt where you in jail. That's not a good thing. So, for one, these drugs that are clouding our minds to where we feel a lot more free to do these deadly, dangerous things. Like, they don't have a care in the world when they high. And then when they get sober and they in the courtroom, then that's when they crying and asking for their mama to save them and their lawyer to save them. It's too late then.
Yep. Now, on the show, we're not saying that anybody that had anything to do with J-Rock at all doing drugs or anything like that. No, I don't. I know the OG. So
no, I don't know anything about. I'm just saying in general.
In general, I think drugs did that, and I think jealousy and envy.
Yes.
You know, these things come together too. I think jealousy and envy and hatred, pure, just unfiltered hatred for people.
I don't even have to have a reason to hate you. I just hate you.
Look at you wrong. Like they saw you at the place, they wanted to look at you. And people are I think that we're dealing with mental health issues that people from generations past down, the crack babies, and all these type of things have now infected everybody else, that people, this country really thrive off of hate.
Yes.
You see the police brutality. You see these type of things along with the violence. You see the artists that, push that type of stuff. So everybody is to the point where this stuff is numb to them. That death doesn't affect you unless it hit home.
Or killing doesn't affect you.
So that's the thing. We live in a death culture. They play video games that's talking about killing it, Grand Theft Auto. So we are training our young people to worship violence.
Yes.
So, and the thing is, it seems to only hit to our, inside the ghettos. Johnson County, you might have them every now and then, like the situation that happened last week. But for the most part, a man at his own home and somebody looking for him and shoot him. I know J-Rock. So my thing is, this to me have to be somebody. All we can do is speculate until the officer they're looking and investigating the case. But this didn't have to happen. I don't think there should be no type of hate that you want to take somebody away from his kids. He got younger kids. He was coaching football.
Yes.
Proud of his son, the running back.
Yes.
He used to put it on Facebook all the time. Getting ready for his music. Getting ready to push this Family First album. So I had to speak about it. We're gonna go more in depth on this thing with J-Rock, you know what I'm saying? To me, the whole city is shocked. Wyandotte County is shocked right now, and rightfully so, because we know how J-Rock carried himself. Low-key, humble, will give you the shirt off his back.
For sure.
That's J-Rock. Anybody that know J-Rock know that I'm speaking truth right now. I met J-Rock years ago, gave him and Arsenal at the time, it was called Arsenal, their first interview.
Do you think they take that for weakness sometimes?
J-Rock, he wasn't weak.
No, do you think people take that for weakness?
Sometimes humbleness. The humbleness, and I think that J-Rock had a story to tell. He was working on a book, talking about the thing. You understand what this man went through from growing up, going through some of the ailments that he had with his health, and still fighting. Still fighting to go. I remember you go to the hospital, come back to school, go back to the hospital,
man,
and feeding everybody in his circle. Taking care of everybody in his circle.
Man.
This type of guy. And if you from Wyandotte County, you know I'm speaking the truth. So what would make somebody want to take away a person that meant you no harm? That's the thing. Gentle giant. You know what I'm saying? So definitely wasn't soft or none of that stuff, but not a guy to start anything with you. He was more about building his empire. That's what he's about. He put a studio here. Maestro, rest in peace. He put a studio here, brought Maestro and sat down. He brought George Clinton, Isley Brothers. You just think he chopped it up with some of the top. Like I say, Styles P. All these different people, man. Boris Watkins, we was at his studio. I brought Dr. Boris Watkins to his studio. So that was the type of impact that this man had. And the violence, it's the same. Me and him talked about the violence. Man, you think about a year ago, 2016, it was Hustle Made Bugsy.
Yes.
Another brother that was taken away. That
both
was,
of us knew.
That we knew. Legendary people. So my thing is, how do we bridge the gap from this madness, man, from the old to the young, to understand that if you're young, your life is valuable. Your life is valuable. And, robbing and stealing is not going to get you to where you need to get to. And that's the problem. So if anybody's hearing this show, you got some questions, lay it on the page. Let's talk about it. But we want to talk about how do we stop the violence? Because I'm going to say this, Righteous. That's a lot of activists in this community. But the thing is, we trying to be proactive. I don't like reacting after something happened. This could have been prevented.
No.
I think this could have been prevented. And all we can do is speculate now. We won't know until the facts come out, the truth come out, and we'll find that out. But and like I say, J-Rock, we're gonna honor you on the show. We're gonna do all these different things to honor J-Rock. And the thing is, we used to talk all the time, and he'll pull up to the school and he'll talk about. He said, "Bro, I like what you're doing, man. You try to help the kids out." So J-Rock was very conscious, and this new change in what he was doing something different. So my thing is this to the activists and to the people that march and all these things, what we're going to do, because what's happening is, instead of us being divided, we need to come together. What you think?
Yes. Yeah, and that's what we talked about on the last show, bro. I think really one of the biggest things is that we need a whole lot of mentors. We need people that can get on the ground. You don't have to spend a whole 8-hour day doing that. You can spend an hour or two a day working with some kids who don't have any male figures that they can look up to and see how they can do things. They don't have any male figures that can show them that just because you think you're an entrepreneur selling drugs or whatever you're doing, we can show you a legal way to be an entrepreneur and run your own business without working for certain people that you don't think you would like working for. I mean, there are a lot of options that we could be showing the kids, but we're being greedy with our time. I think a lot of folks that are around 35 and up are being greedy with their time versus giving back, bringing that hand back and pulling up some of these young folk and allowing them and doing it in a way to where I listen to him and he listens to me. But I'm not doing all the talking to where I'm talking over this kid, because this kid can teach me too. It's like a two-way street of compromise. And I think that's the problem why we don't have a lot of mentors, is because they're not willing to compromise. They want it all their way or it's none.
Yep. And it's sad, man, the gun violence, the gun culture. You know, you got laws about to be passed in Kansas City that you can have guns on campus. Thing coming up in June. People don't like that situation, or what have you. So what do we do with a culture that celebrate guns, that celebrate violence? You see some of the young people that really get into that thing. A lot of people say the young people don't respect the OGs. You know the thing when it comes to that. So when you think about the violence with the gun, it drives me crazy, because the fact of the matter is, it gives you that power to feel like you can take somebody's life. And when you take, and I never understand it. When you look at the Photoshop when they stand in front of the police and they hold their number up, and you see their picture there, I know they got to be saying, man, if I had to put the gun down, if I didn't go to that house, if I didn't do this, I could be living my life, doing what I need to do. So we got to find out what's in the water. What would make you just override any type of morality? Override it. And for the most part, you're going to get caught. And you still go to jail, and then you give your life up just because you want to get revenge.
I think a big part of that is the lack of fathers being in the house, and young men hate people who they feel abandon them.
Okay.
Which would be other men.
Okay.
Other black men.
Okay. So what do you think that, if they don't got fathers, or if they don't have fathers, then what should we do? We have certain mentoring programs, but we know for a fact that a lot of people don't want to get out and mentor. They'll talk on Facebook activists, yes. But to actually come out and talk to young men and try to save their lives, they don't want to do it unless it's somebody in their family. So we ain't got people volunteering.
Or it can be put in the newspaper.
Yeah, we're not volunteering, but they don't volunteer that much. But if you talk sports, then you got people showing up for football in the cold sleet, but they won't show up to help young men that need help. But yet these same men that are calling out, I guarantee most people that do the violence have called out. You've seen the signs. We ignored it until it comes home to roost. So that's the type of thing. Now I'm going to get to, I think Dre Mack said something, so I want to see what Dre Mack put. So we want to talk about that. And I just think that, man, we have to... I don't know, man. We just have to change our mindset. Now, here's the thing. Dre Mack said, the hardest part of my cousin death was that he was in the community with the kids, and these young dudes out here don't have the male figures that they are allowed to pour into them, and vice versa. Also, we cannot continue to support artists that only push pores into our community. Not reality rap like back in the days, but every song is drugs and violence. And he said, just my 2 cents. Dre Mack, you are 100% right.
100%.
100%. What's up, AK? 100% right. And that's what we got to talk about then. How do we do it? How do we do it? You know, maybe I got to check out how I do on my show. Seeing what else do they have to offer with that, because people worship the drug culture, they worship the gun culture, and that seems to be all they talk about. So if I got murder in my head every day, drugs, shoot this person, shoot that person, that's all I got, then I become, or that's all I have, I become that person. I become that mentality. If I listen to positive stuff, it puts me in a better mood. If I listen to stuff that's going to help me get to the next level, I'm in a better mood. The gun culture is crazy. So, and I was thinking about what my guy, Samari Swaggart, Dr. Samari Swaggart, who got this show called The Pendulum, that's actually, matter of fact, maybe just went off because they have a show in D.C. And we talk about this all the time, the gun violence. So since we talk about that, let's get into this thing with Doc Swag.
The gun. This poem is dedicated to the worst invention on the planet Earth. It has disrupted and interrupted the dreams and hopes of those planned since birth. It has aided in coup d'etats, assassination, genocide, and extortion. It's prematurely ended lives just short of extinction and abortion, the gun. And its inventor, the devil, have taken disagreements, war, and misunderstandings to a whole new level. Guns have changed the way we go about war. Now there's no real conflict resolution. Guns eliminate the need to compromise anymore. It's changed how civilized people handle a dispute. Instead of compromise, we just point, squeeze, and shoot. And what would be an unarmed confrontation, the gun now adds a fatal alternative to a verbal altercation. Like, America wouldn't be this superpower if it wasn't for its firepower. America would have barely beat the Indians if it wasn't for this invention. Just another instance how war's been taken to another dimension. Indians threw spears, tomahawks, and pulled arrows from their quivers, as cowboys pulled long muskets from their holsters by their waist and livers. The results were apparent. It was just the reloading was time-consuming and impractical. So stronger models with rapid reloading were made, which were more strategical and tactical. This gun is responsible for the death of our black leaders. It has turned our influential black leaders into red bleeders that bled red leaders like Medgar Evers, Malcolm Martin, Fred Hampton, and Huey Newton. All of them left dead from a gun shooting. Where would Hollywood be if it weren't for the gun? There'd be no action-packed movies or country westerns for fun. No cowboy showdowns and shootings at high noon. No movie scenes with John Wayne and a shot-up saloon. No war movies like Saving Private Ryan, Hamburger Hill, Glory, and Platoon. Where would rap be if it weren't for the gun? How profound is that? Like, how many rappers would have careers if their lyrics didn't make one reference to a gat? If there was an absence of gun talk being told, fewer albums would be sold. Fewer rappers' records going platinum and gold. Like if we took away the Tech 9s, pistols, and Glocks, would we rap about who's the best stabber, who can freestyle, pimp, and box? The gun. The gun has caused an increase in homicide and suicide. The gun gives its owner false courage and pride. A false sense of power when it's by its owner's side, like you give the owner extra guns and extra ammo. Give them a little bit of alcohol in the argument, they start thinking they Rambo. Guns have their owners thinking they're God because they can make a life. Guns got their owners thinking they're God because they can take a life. Like, I'll shoot sperm to make a life, but I'll shoot my gun to take a life. Guns have caused a hike and a spike in the crime rate. Are blacks considered monkeys because guns with banana clips make us act like primates? Ghetto guerrilla warfare got us peeling these bananas. I mean, cocking these hammers when our mind senses hate. So every week there's a wake for somebody that's getting buried. 6th graders getting caught with 9mm. It's scary. Do we need metal detectors and thermometers to see how much heat they carry? And the young shoot guns with no firearm training. Stray bullets hit the innocent as the young fire guns with the aim of Dick Cheney. Chicago and LA gangs light up the night with gun flares. Guns of gangbangers have converted funeral homes into multimillionaires. Guns leaving promising high school athletes confined to wheelchairs. Children killed by parents' guns when playing roulette, bets, and double dares. See, without guns, we can live to fight another day. We see a reduction in gang violence. We'd reduce the prison rate. We'd have a chance at world peace. We save relationships, families, and friends. we have a chance to make things right again. See, real men let hard times and adversities define them. But guns are like panties. They really just cover up the pussies that's behind them. The gun.
Yeah. That's Doc Swag with the gun. He talks some real stuff on there, man. And that's the problem, man. It's like we get off on that. It's like we're men. We like to watch sports. We like to watch war movies, thrillers, killer movies. But what happens is when you cannot separate that from reality, that's the problem we're having. We're having young men growing up without fathers, growing up with people that's much older than them, acting like them, hanging out with them, trying to be like them, trying to date their women, trying to be like them. Then there's no respect no more because the line has been crossed. Smoking weed with somebody's 13 and you're 25, you're 30. So we have blurred the line where young people think that, hey, you show me all the disrespect. I don't respect you. So why should I listen to you?
And it's been a medically proven fact that when you introduce these young minds to all this violence and all this sex and all these drugs, that you are chemically changing their balance. They are becoming imbalanced at that point, which is kind of mentally unstable. A child's mind can't take the same things that an adult mind can handle. No. And they don't understand how to process it. So by allowing our kids to be subject to all these violent shows and shows where we talk about how we can stab each other in the back and all of this as black folk, then what we're teaching them is how to be. Because if I'm allowing you to watch this, then I'm telling you, okay, this is cool. And if I'm telling you this is cool, then this is the way you should possibly be.
And we're training them mentally to ignore things that are righteous.
Yes.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get to speaking about, man, changing your life, that's boring to them.
Yes.
They can't sit still if somebody's speaking about what you need to do. Let me show you how to help your life. So they have built not even a tolerance, but they've become immune, comfortably numb to anything that goes against what they like.
And here's another thing. If we think that what white people have done to us is just like the worst evil ever, then how is black people doing it to other black people any better?
Hey, people will debate you to the hills on that, but let's get back to J-Rock. We're going to get to this whole thing because I wanted to start this because I was thinking about J-Rock. When it happened, it was like unbelievable. And I know what he meant to hip-hop. And that's why I wanted to keep the record of Arsenal. Joker, man, hold your head up, man. Them guys, when you think J-Rock, you think Joker.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Big ups.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's my thing. And my boy, Black Gold, we don't have a number yet, Black Gold, but if you got something to say, man, I definitely will quote what you said, man. So all you gotta do is put what you want to say. I read it off, my brother. We're working on the phone lines. We're going to get back to that thing again.
Memphis, right?
Yeah, Memphis, yeah. Black Gold Soul.
Nice music, bro.
Yeah.
I was digging that.
Yeah, war going on. I'm going to tell you what, man. I know what we're going to do, man. We're going to make it where we can call in. Okay, Follow me. Let's go. I've got this thing live. Okay, LB, let me make it where we can call in. And I'm about to give y'all that number to call in on. When I give you that number, we're going to do that. The number is 913-288-7482. That's the number. We're going to call in and let people speak about that because we want to honor J-Rock. We want to talk about the violence in Kansas City and what we can do. So 51 Graphics, 51 Vision, let's get it. I am literally going to get to a phone where we can talk about the issues right here. This is live. This is not Memorex or nothing like that. This is live. So that's what we got to do. We got phone calls now. We're doing our thing. So we're about to do this live right now. The phone gets ringing, so let me pick it up. What's going on? Who's this caller? Okay. VG's on the building. Hold up, VG. We live right now. Let me put you so people can hear you. All right. Let me get the volume up. Speak your piece, brother.
Man, first of all, man, I just want to say shout out to you, man. I've been knowing you for a minute, man, at the Host Barbershop. You know how we hold it down in conversations.
No doubt.
Jay Rock was a personal friend of mine, man. I know this man. He's a great man. He's done so much in the hip-hop community. You know what I'm saying? It's just a tragic loss, man. And I'm lost for words myself. Prayers off to his family that's going through this right now.
Yeah.
And I know my boy DeAndre, he's listening right now. And I just want to say, man, I'm going to definitely represent and do a song for Jay Rock, man, because it's messed up, man, what's going on in the streets right now, man. Things need to change.
Hey, no, you're right, man. Thank you for calling, my brother. Thank you for calling. And VG, we go back, bro. Keep doing your music, man, and we going to keep pushing, man, and we definitely going to honor Jay Rock, and we're going to hopefully so we can stop all this violence going on in the city, bro.
Hey, man.
All right. Peace. Yeah, the number is 913-288-7482. Anybody else want to call in, definitely call in, and we're going to talk about it, man, as I expand this show a little longer so we can talk about not only the legacy of Jay Rock, but the violence that's going on in the city. And what you think, Righteous Man? You think about, I know you met Jay Rock a couple times. Tell people some of your experience with Jay Rock.
For sure. We had a good time doing music back in the day. I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen him in a minute, but them kind of good people you don't have to see all the time to be up on them. You can it can be a minute.
Yep, it could be a minute, but yeah, it was at some of the judgings of Chauncey Clyde in it, winning. He was there,
sure,
judging the stuff right there. Black Gold Soul, the number is 913-288-7482. Right now, I got LB Graphic. You know what I'm saying? Mike's in the building, 51 Vision. He definitely got a great relationship, had a great relationship with Jay Rock. What's up, bro? You on live?
Hey, what's going on, boss?
Not much, brother.
Yeah, it's been a real hard day or so for everybody.
Yeah.
Bro was definitely a big pillar in our community, especially on the rap scene. Everybody know, you know, the things that happen with bro. It's just, everybody's speechless right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, we know it all come to surface, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna keep bro's legacy going. We gonna keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Me, Joker, Tez's son.
Yes, Tez.
Janelle, his sister, you know what I'm saying, man? The Christophers, man, they actually been just going through it.
Yes, they have.
You know what I'm saying? First we lose OG Jap, you know, and then he lost his wife probably like a week later. And then they just found Bear, excuse me. They just found Bear behind Coronado.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, cut up and crazy, man. It's just crazy, man. You know, and then this happened to bro and AJ, man. So, you know, we kind of just everybody's still in shock. It's still hard to believe, you know. That was my big bro. We rocked for 20 plus years, man, you know what I'm saying? So, and not just on the music, but, we was like a family, man, you know? So, at the end of the day, they took a good guy. They took a solid man.
Oh, man, they did. Yes, they did, man.
And it definitely hurts, you know what I'm saying? And I hope the people who did it, you know what I'm saying, get what they deserve, man. You know what I'm saying? Get what they deserve. Hopefully police get on what they need to get on and not let this go unsolved like they been letting my boy Huss Made Buzzy shit go unsolved. Use my language.
No, say what you got to say, bro.
So, it's real hard, man. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, we just got to push through it. Let everybody know, kind of what's going on, arrangements and everything, because I know it was love, from Kansas City to Missouri to Topeka to Louisiana. We were supposed to go to New Orleans on the 18th and the 19th, you know what I'm saying? I know he had a show with Flip coming up on the 18th, but... he seen that New Orleans trip with us, and he was like, bro, you got to take me to the hometown. You got to take me to my hometown. I got to go with y'all. I'm like, shit, that's wrong. That's wrong. Shit, the more the better, nigga. Come on.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So,
that's Rock, too. Rock could get on that plane and roll. Rock used to fly out to California all the time, man.
Oh yeah. Cali hurting just like Kansas City hurting, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Cali hurting just like Kansas City hurt. You know what I'm saying? They left my little guy Jay Quad. You know, that was his youngest son.
Yep.
That he always had with him. You know, he coached the football team, the Bulldogs.
That's right.
So they took a lot, man. They took a lot from us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They took from the kids.
Yep.
It just wasn't the rappers, the artists, the producers, the engineers, the family. They took from kids that this man taught football to. You know what I'm saying?
And he loved it.
Now these kids got to live and deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's kind of like, boy, you niggas, the nigga would have got a shirt off his back.
Easily.
What I'm saying?
He would have gave it to him. Whatever they thought they needed, he would have gave it to him. That's J-Rock. Anybody that's from the dot knows that. That's not even debatable.
Anybody, and that's why everybody is like, who would do him like this? Who would do him like this?
It's a violation, bro. It's a violation.
Yeah, so, and like I tell you, Rock don't rock like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
He ain't mess with nobody at 3 o'clock in the morning, man. You know what I'm saying? He don't rock like that. He's so secretive, and you know what I'm saying? You'll talk to him in the day, he'll fuck with you in the day, but that nighttime come, you ain't hearing from Rock.
You sure ain't. He go home.
You better be the mama or a sister. Other than that, you ain't hearing from Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You gotta hear from him about what you'll hear him. He get on Facebook about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning with his post. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With his post.
And you know, Rock didn't like technology like that anyway. He was like, Vidge, man, I have to come over to the school, man, so I can bring these CDs over here so you can make them MP3s, man. That's what we supposed to do.
That was wrong, man. He didn't know nothing about technology. You know what I'm saying? But he was learning. You know what I'm saying? He was learning. He was definitely learning, man. They definitely took a good guy, man. So, I just wanted to put, say a few words for my bro.
No doubt.
We definitely all love him, and it's just sad that it even happened. You know what I'm saying? So, and bro, I don't do a lot of talking. You know what I'm saying? So. Even for me to even call in, what I'm saying, to talk about it, man, it wasn't an easy thing. But at the same time, it's like these people got to know, man, like this shit got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like it's constant. It's like, come on, man, like where we gonna be at in 20 years? We ain't even gonna have no people around here. You know what I'm saying?
I get you, bro.
Have no people, bro.
And let me tell you something, man. J-Rock loved you, man. He talked about you all the time. He was so proud of you filming and stuff. And he talked about you back in the day, man. Y'all rocked the beats you made and everything, man. J-Rock had a genuine love for you, man. I can co-sign that.
Oh yeah, he was my number one. He was one of my number one fans, man. Like he kept me motivated. You know what I'm saying? Even though when he wasn't motivated, you know what I'm saying? He like, bro, this guy, he was sick for a little minute.
That's what I said.
You know what I'm saying? He was going through his thing, and he like, bro, this shit is taking everything from me. But you got to keep doing it. You motivate me, and bam, you know what I'm saying? He ready to start doing his music again. He back in the studio. He making little videos. You know what I'm saying? We had more videos to shoot. We just put out Tez them video. And everything, so it's just kind of like, it's the same way with us.
Same way. Same way.
Hus tried to switch his life around, and you would catch Hus at fashion shows. You wasn't never catching Hus at no damn fashion show, bro. But you catch him at this fashion show. My artist Honor had a fashion show. I can't remember the people who threw the fashion show, but Hus was back there with Hobo Tone. I'm like, I'm looking, I'm in the back, I'm looking, I'm like, damn, man, is that Hus? It threw me for a loop, you know what I'm saying? So, just see these guys, start from them streets and do what they was doing, because me and Hus, we started from the streets. I didn't even meet Hus on music. It was a street thing, you know what I'm saying? And once that was done, he seen what I was doing, and he invested in me just like J-Rock. Both them guys right there. I had him from Missouri, and I had Rock from Kansas, and them guys invested in me heavily. Just about everything you see there is. I was behind that with them, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I continue to push. You see us still pushing Hus. Hus he been gone for over a year now, but we still pushing Hus.
That's right, I see it.
We gonna still keep pushing Rock. We still pushing heavyweights. We still pushing Arsenal. So them suckers ain't stopping nothing, man.
Yep. Y'all gonna keep pushing. That's what we gonna do, man. That's what we do with the show. You know my movement, man. You know I like to honor these cats, man. You know I'm working on that history for KCK, man. A lot of KCK artists would go without us pushing it like we're doing, LB, they would go unnoticed, and I'm not going to let that happen, man, because I know the story of Arsenal as well as Hustle Made. That was my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? When they, me and Hustle always had great conversation. Me and J-Rock. J-Rock would come to the college. He come to college, man. He was taking classes, man. And he was like, man, you come pull me out the class. Hey, man, take me around. I show him around where he need to go, man. So he definitely smart. Went down to K-State. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling people, man, he got a great history.
That nigga was smart. He was smart.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the smartest dudes you ever meet.
Yep.
I mean, he had a game plan for everything. It was a blueprint for everything. That's one thing that I learned from Rock. You know what I'm saying? Have a blueprint, have a plan, you know what I'm saying, to make that plan work. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, we started in the streets. We started in the streets, and we, you know what I'm saying, we took it to another level, and now we here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why y'all want to take them now? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, you know, I ain't gonna tell world my thoughts on what I think happened, but you know, I definitely don't think it was, you know, somebody that Rock. I mean, 3 o'clock in the morning, Rock ain't opening up no doors. So you know, at the end of the day, you know, they took both these men that got kids. You know what I'm saying? AJ had 2 little girls. You know what I'm saying? Rock. He got kids, I think like 5 kids, something like that. You know, and his sister, and you know, the Christophers, man, they just been going through hell, man. Like you know, it's like it's time for them. They need to give them a break, man.
It's time for that, man. So we're gonna try to do something, man, for him. We're gonna let let the smoke clear a little bit, let people mourn in peace, keep the legacy. But I want to do something down the road. Me and you'll connect offline, and we'll talk about what we can do to honor J-Rock as well as Hustle Made, man. It's been kind of crazy, man. Like I was telling people, even the shocking news of last week, from a guy that I knew, there's a lot of things going on, man, that we got to kind of turn it back. We do not want this to turn back into the 90s, and we're not going to let it turn back to the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s was horrible.
No, we ain't going back.
We lived through them 90s, man, and they trying to bring it back. I mean, I think last year was one of KC's worst years.
Yes, it was.
Besides 93 or 92, something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Yeah, so we ain't doing that, man. We're going to keep pushing positivity, man.
Yeah, as long as we keep pushing it and showing these little guys, like, man, it's some better stuff out here. You know what I'm saying? You little guys, y'all want to come holler at us? You know what I'm saying? Come holler at us. Come holler at us. Come talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can help you out. Maybe we can put you on somewhere. Maybe we can, we ain't just talking about you being a rapper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got other things we do out here. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We got graphics. We got videos. We got this. We got that. You know what I'm saying? We know producers that'll bring you in there. They'll love to teach these little guys, they talent. I love to have you want to learn? Okay, I'll teach you. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. It's time to mentor, man. It's time to mentor, do what we need to do, man. Definitely, man. And like I say, man, rest in peace, J-Rock. We're going to keep talking about this violence so the show is going to overtime, man. Share the link, man. Let people talk. Because this dialogue need to happen. I hate that this happened all the time. I remember me and you was on the radio a couple years ago when I started the station, man, talking about the violence and stuff like that, man, about what's going on with our black men getting shot in the street by police. Now we got to deal with black men getting home invasions. So it's just crazy, man. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, everybody just need to, keep their eyes open and stay safe. And, I mean, we in Kansas City, man. I mean, it happens everywhere, though.
Yeah, so we got to watch each other's back, though. We're going to start watching each other's back. Brothers Keeper effect right now, man. I am our Brother Keeper effect. We got to put that in full effect right now.
Most definitely. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna get on off here, man. I just wanted to speak my piece, man. What I'm about to do is back to work for you, boy.
Okay, bro. All right, man. I see you, man. Peace. All right. Yeah, that was LB Graphics, Righteous, Fire One Vision. He makes some of the dopest videos. He got 2 dope artists, Honor and Weirdo. They tour, do a lot of things, man. Like I say, J-Rock was an innovator, man. You look at the studio he had one of the best studios in the city, man. You're talking about Rich the Factor, all type of people coming to that studio. Maestro, okay? Who's up? Yeah, this is Tell It Like a T.I. Is show, 2 minutes and change. Who's up? What's up, Dre Mac? Hold up, Dre. Let me get you on. We got Dre Mac on. What's going on, brother? You live?
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Not much, man. Speak your piece, brother.
I just first thing I want to say is, man, I really at the bottom of my heart appreciate you guys doing this for my cousin.
Yep.
You know, the love and the support that I've seen from different artists and stuff like that I went to his page and said something, man, it's just, he was universally loved, not just here, but he was loved in Cali, he was loved all over the place, Texas, you know what I'm saying? They originally, my people, my Uncle Jap and my Aunt Julia, they're from New Orleans, so you know what I'm saying? So he was universally loved, but just to kind of I went over to the house yesterday.
Okay.
And to see the condition of that house and, you know, my people's blood is on the floor, man. We have to, as a community, start speaking out. All this, man, you a snitch, snitches get stitches. For one, that's a dumb mentality.
Yep.
Because we cannot unite and grow as a people. We can't even come together. If you see something, you say something.
Exactly.
You ain't, unless you're going to take the law into your own hands and be a vigilante, you know, no pun intended, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not doing that, you need to say something.
Yeah.
You know, we got too many black fathers that's being lost out here. You know, my 5 cousins, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I can't even fathom what's going on in their head right now. You know, and we just, you know, like last year, like you said earlier, we just buried my uncle.
Yeah. And
then we have to bury my cousin. You know what I'm saying? After we just buried another cousin.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks ago.
Senseless, man.
You know, so it's to the point now we really have to be able to start speaking out, man. We got to be each other's backbones, man. If we killing each other, we need to stop killing each other. And the only way we're going to do that is step up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Stop being weak. Weak is when you kill somebody, you brag about it, and then you get mad because somebody snitched on you. When you was weak in the first place for taking dude's life.
Yep.
Especially over crumbs over nothing.
Exactly.
We all broke. I can understand. I really can understand if Jay was out here just balling out of control, flashing his money, throwing his money around like some of these idiots be doing on Facebook, and they got it because he flossing. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. Jay wasn't doing that.
Not at all,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? He wasn't that type of dude. He dressed nice and all of that. But dude will feed you when you hungry, he cooking, he's gonna feed you. You know what I'm saying? I done got a couple shirts off his back. Literally, I had a situation with my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother kicked me out. Who let me stay with them? You know what I'm saying? So it hurts my heart. It really hasn't hit me yet. But you know what I'm saying? This is my cousin. If you don't know nothing about Kansas City rap history, you go listen to Hit Life.
Yep.
Arsenal Entertainment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Way back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? People don't know how much of a godsend my cousin was. Seriously, for Kansas City music, people really, it's a few artists from Kansas City, you know what I'm saying, they actually went out and branched out and brought people here. And he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Him and Bird, they was top dogs. My daddy was with them through a lot of this. But if anybody knows, and I know Mike, LB, know my daddy from Mac. You know what I'm saying? Person. Everybody know him. You know what I'm saying? He knows, you know what I'm saying, all the people they brought in and going out of town and stuff like that. Man, he was a beautiful person, man.
No doubt.
To see that happen, man, you know, even with my music career, he's the only one that ever listened to all 3 of my studio albums that I never put out. He's really the only one to listen to all 3 of them.
No doubt.
Besides AK. You know what I'm saying? And it's just hurts and then hear people like, you know what I'm saying, my boy VG. I've been knowing VG since Blind Dot, man. They have him come out and be like, dude, we gotta support you, support the family, first. You know what I'm saying? It warms my heart, man. I just appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? As hard as this is, like I said, it hasn't hit me yet.
Yep, man.
You know, but it's crazy.
So, Dre, you know, you've been to our program and you've spoken at the program, man. How do we reach these young people that's been taught in a culture that push violence? They push it. They worship it. The media worship it. the more violent you are, the more ignorant you are, the more you are gaining things versus people that claim their conscience, but they'll take a picture with you, but they're not going to do the dirt. They're not going to do the everyday things where it takes to help these kids. What do we do, bro?
Man, I got to go back to what I was watching. I always post up on my Facebook. I try to stay as real and bent in reality as possible. But something that I heard that Malcolm X said, he said during the civil rights movement, it was the groundwork. The groundworkers, the people that was at home, not the ones who was with the politicians and speaking on behalf of the community. It was the community itself that was pushing in Selma, and it was pushing all over in different places looking for change. So it starts right in that community. I live way out by Grandview. So every Wednesday, except for this Wednesday, because I just can't, I couldn't do it. I'm with my kids in my church. I encourage them to bring out more kids. I'm telling them about Black history. You know what I'm saying? We ain't just talking church and church stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's cool if that's what you do. I'm trying to empower these kids to know more about themselves. And know more about their history. So and I don't brag about it on Facebook. I don't Facebook Live it. I do it because I love it. And if we have more men and more women out here that's out here with these kids on the ground level, not looking for anything, not looking to be the next activist, the next conscious person, or whoever. You out there working. You don't care who watching. You out there doing it. That's where the change starts. And then it grows from there because they see the errors of your ways and you ain't out here trying to flaunt it for the world to see. Then they understand that you're real. They understand that, hey, man, maybe I can do this.
I agree. I agree 100%, man. We're here to fight that. We're here to change that mindset, man. We're here to keep things going, man. Like I say, Dre, man, you fam here, man. We gonna keep pushing the legacy of J-Rock, Arsenal, heavyweights, H-Mob, all et cetera, man, what he's done. And hopefully, his seeds can continue doing the Family First project and push that there because he saw that the sons need to be united in music and his legacy. And hopefully Tez them take him. I heard some great music from Tez at the competition, man. He was really in his bag, man. And I just hope, like, whatever they need from me, I got them. They can, if they want to be on the show, we got them, man. So, you know how we roll, Dre. It's about just helping each other, man. And for the ones that's out there, man, they got that mentality, man, or the ones that you think you're going to do something tonight, man, think about your life, man. Don't do it. If you got beef, man, unthaw that beef, man. Let that beef unthaw, man. Let it unthaw. Don't get caught up in something that's going to... See, what people don't realize, man, you take a life and then you lose your life if you're doing 40 years or doing prison or facing the death penalty. So nobody wins in this, man. Nobody wins.
Right.
At the end of the day, nobody wins. And people that are involved in this situation, you sit back in that jail, you say to yourself, you play it over and over again, man, I could have went home. I could have just not did that, man. So we got to show these people that think that they're hopeless, that if you take a chance to stop, reset yourself, you'll be glad that you didn't do the crime. And that's what we're trying to push towards, man.
Right, and I love it because exactly what you said, because I've seen what you do. Anytime I get a chance, I'm looking at your Facebook Live with these kids, and these kids respect you and they love you and they appreciate what you're doing. Well, like I said, we need more men on the ground level.
Yes,
and I say men because I'm sorry, I just feel like when you see a man who has been through, and who is is not falling for the traps.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Of these worlds, just fell for the trap, out of the traps.
Yeah,
man, they see something.
Yeah,
and they like, man, maybe I can do it, and the hope comes from them because, man, us is fatherless. My daddy is in the penitentiary right now.
Yeah.
But the person that I am and what God has blessed me with, you know what I'm saying, is to be a leader.
Yeah.
And go out here and lead by example so I can live for my 5 kids and they can see, what I've been through and what a man really is. Bust his butt and don't even be, don't trip off all of that.
Yep.
And I say this to anybody who's listening, please, only thing I ask you to do is if you feel like you hopeless, all you got to look within yourself and see the hope. Because if people ain't looking at you, look at yourself. And if you see something inside of yourself that could be greater, go ahead and push that. Because ain't nothing out here on these streets.
Yep.
Ain't nothing but death. Ain't nothing but violence. Ain't nothing but just drama. Be drama-free and live for yourself.
You
know what I'm saying? I hate like I said, we live in a culture where everything is, I got to get money. I got to get money. I got to get money. And you will do anything to get money. And the white supremacy already instilled in your head. And when I come out with this new album, this 926 album, you know what I'm saying? I got a song exactly about that.
Yep.
Because the industry pushes that. Get money. You ain't got no song about getting money, or you ain't got no song about this and the other, but you don't hear Macklemore singing about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't hear, another white artist pushing that towards his people.
Exactly.
You don't see Lil Dicky talking about that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get this money. Let me go ahead and murder, kill. You know, you don't hear that. But you see our people being pushed. We need to get away, like Master P said, get away from what they try to make you and create your own. If you're an artist, be independent. It's the last conversation me and Jay had at my cousin's funeral. He said, I'm not dealing with no Illuminati type of things that they doing out there. I'm going to push this independently so I can do me. And I'm going to feel much better if I do me. This is the last conversation we had, and I was like, you know what, I'm on the same path, because I don't want to be like these artists. They fall for the trap because they want the money. And then we watch movies like Straight Outta Compton or the New Edition movie. They show you exactly what they're going to do to you. As soon as you sign that contract, you get a $1.87 check, and they pimp you out here like you a hoe on a stroll. Be real with yourself, because you got a mind. Get your own business. If this is your business, do everything you need to do. AK is a prime example of what I watched somebody do. I pick AK's mind. That's my dog. And you know what I'm saying? He does this thing independently. You're like, this is how you do it. Teaching me the game. And I done made 3 independent albums. They're like, I still go to him. What do you think I need to do with this? What do you think I need to do with that? You know what I'm saying? So we need to be teaching these other cats out here, these music artists, whether you do a rap or you sing, do your own thing. Quit signing these contracts so they can make you a slave. You know, we watch it over and over again. And if we start taking back our people, taking back our music, they didn't create this. This is our music. And start pushing out what really music was supposed to be, what rap was supposed to be, showing the reality, you know what I'm saying, and showing the hope that we can be better. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can start changing our mentality out here.
I agree with you, man. Well said, man. Well said, man. I thank you, my brother, for expressing yourself, man. Share the link, man. We want to keep on pushing and talking about this situation, man. I thank you for calling in, Dre. You know you found with us, bro.
All right, no problem, man. Love y'all. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Love you too, man.
Love you too, bro.
Yeah.
All right,
man. Yeah, so we up there talking to Dre Mack. Dre Mack definitely a pillar in the community and stuff. Up next, we got I think this is Black Gold Soul, right? Okay, hold up. Calling from Memphis, Tennessee, man. Black Gold Soul got a song out called "There's a War Going On." Ironically. What's going on, man? You down in Memphis, man. You know, we lost a legend up here, man. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, I heard about it, man. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to y'all, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like y'all lost a legend out there, man.
Yeah, we did,
you know
bro. Yeah, definitely. Come on, talk to us about, man, the violence, man. Let's talk about it, man. You know, this is what you do in your music, man. Let's talk about it.
Oh, yeah, sir. It's definitely like a lot of ways that we can, you know what I'm saying, end it. One, we need to realize that a lot of this black-on-black crime is propaganda. I hate to, you know what I'm saying, push that out at a time like this, but it has to be understood that there's, like, you know what I'm saying, a bigger agenda for the purpose of that. It is a lot of that is systematic. They want us to see each other as enemies and perpetuate that myth and that hate. You know what I'm saying? That way they can combat it when we try to stop the violence. They can say, well, what about black-on-black crime? You know what I'm saying? Because most crime is intraracial, you know what I'm saying? They happen between people of the same race. The problem is we got a lot of injustices within the black community that attributes to the violence. First and foremost is the condition, you know what I'm saying, that we in, that's perpetuated by the cycle of white supremacy, etc. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But once we realize the enemy, then we can, you know what I'm saying, begin to
change a lot of our ways, because we'll begin to see what they doing to perpetuate that type of stuff.
Yep. I agree. You know, that's the puppet master effect. But at the same time, I think that we have to understand that it's like if I see a system that's doing this to me, right? I still have to,
yes, sir.
We still have responsibilities as brothers, as sisters, to understand that taking your life is not going to benefit me overall. You know, and we have to stop that because, you know, even though it's propaganda, there's still real people getting killed by somebody that looks like them. And it might not be the majority
yes, sir.
or what have you, but the thing is, because once we tap out of that Black Gold Soul, then we really can create. We really can, stand together, man. Hold on for a second. What you think, Righteous?
Bro, we know what's up, man. I listened to your music, and I really appreciated the message that you sent over the airwaves with that song, and that's why I'm glad it made that countdown. But brother, what I'm saying is, yes, we know it's been a lot of messed up stuff that have happened to us. But what I'm saying is, what we gonna do now? That's what it's all about. And so that's why I say what we have to do now is send more mentors out there to these kids who feel like don't nobody care about them, no man cares about them, and we gotta get rid of this drug culture. I don't care what we say. I might want to snort a little bit here or smoke a little bit of weed here or there, but overall, that drug culture is killing us. It's killing us.
What you think, Black Gold?
Yeah, I understand. I agree with you 100%. It do start internally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not arguing against that message at all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I understand you 100% on that. I just feel like when we can come to terms with what's going on with us and where it began from, then we can begin to change a lot of it. A lot of the reason why we do a lot of this stuff is because we unaware of it. As I'm going to bring up your argument, what you were saying about the drug culture. Okay. Little do they know, like a lot of the kids that participate in the drug culture now, little do they know that the culture of drugs and selling drugs in the drug industry is dead. They don't know that because the music that they listen to perpetuates that. But they don't understand that the drug king that they looked up to was selling drugs at a time when selling drugs was the thing to do to destroy the black community. Now it's jail. Now what they don't tell you is the reason why they perpetuate that drug culture and the drug propaganda is to get the kids to go to jail. Like what y'all was speaking on earlier about training the kids, I agree with y'all on that too. You do have to start with the kids because it's them who bring up the message and, you know what I'm saying, continue the practices that we can, you know what I'm saying, that we look to build a culture into. And without understanding a lot of the systematic destruction and, you know what I'm saying, attacks on us, it's kind of hard to, you know what I'm saying, to get somebody to change. I'm gonna give you an example.
Okay.
Let's say if me and, you know what I'm saying, me and one of y'all get into an argument, and we arguing over the pro-black, you know what I'm saying, agenda, like, yeah, we should do this and yeah, we should do that. But if we don't understand the playing ground that we own, both of us can be right, but both of us can be wrong because nobody's looking at the bigger picture of it. Who's controlling this board? What's going on with that? And why are they doing it? Once you begin the why and understand the why, you get knowledge yourself. That's what you need. It's hard to tell people like, hey, this is the right way without showing them and showing them where it's coming from.
Okay.
And I'm not against going out and mentoring and knocking on doors. I'm all for that. And prime example, I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, y'all even taking the time out to even listen to what people have to say on that. That's a step forward in itself, but it still has to be understood. People still have to know, you know what I'm saying, what they're getting themselves into. Like we have this mentality of turn the other cheek and, you know what I'm saying, achieve equality, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of detrimental things that we believe in that continue to perpetuate this, including religion, including the schools that we send our children to.
Okay.
Even the neighborhoods, when they go out, they come in the house and they see us, yeah, we doing this, but when they go out into the real world, they don't see black people in powerful positions. They might see them, you know what I'm saying, doing something within the community, but as far as owning the gas station, owning the grocery store, manufacturing the cars, you know what I'm saying, bringing out the clothes, they don't see that.
Yeah. So
I just feel like it has to start. That is just my opinion.
Okay, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, but I think the issue is that if that's the case, and we sometime within the conscious community as well as church and other activists, then if that's what we need to do, then how do we set up these things to teach them all the things they need to know so we can cut down the so-called proverbial black on black crime type of thing? Then if they need to know that, then what do we need to do to give them that information? We see the church, we see other people get the information out, where you recruit a basketball player or you're looking for the artist. These people go and scout people. How do we come up with that collective thought? Because we meet every year, and it seems like even when we had a black president in, it seems like at the end of the day, we get the short end of the stick no matter how we draw it. So if that's the case, then how do we, for what you just said, get it to the people so they can digest it, so they can walk around knowing this? Because it's going to be decades before we, unless we get the information out, that we even build our own cars or have things of our own social media. We got plenty of first generation millionaires and some billionaires, but yet we don't own our distribution. It's a lot of things that we have. So if we're not going to do it now, then when?
Yes, sir. Hey, I agree with you 100%. I'm not trying to take away from action. And to answer your question is continue to do what y'all doing now. Because to be honest with you, this is one of the only platforms that I've even, other than, a couple or more, but y'all are the few where I hear y'all take on topics like this. There's so many mediums and just platforms that built solely on copying what's already out and just pushing that out to get a buzz. Y'all the only people I know that take the little man artists like us, what I'm saying, and give us somewhere to have a voice. And as long as y'all continue to do that, what I'm saying, it's the sky's the limit. This is the type of show I'll tell my son or my daughter, what I'm saying, hey, check this out. Listen to what he's saying, because I listen to your music, the sitting on the porch talk to my grandmama. Don't think I don't check y'all out.
I appreciate it, man.
And I got mad respect for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, as far as that, keep doing what y'all doing. And I'm going to tell you another thing. It's not too many people out there doing what y'all doing. Like, I live in Memphis. And it's very slow when it comes turn to, like, helping each other, promotion, why sticking together. We don't have too many shows, and if it is, it's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are one of the few platforms I can call in, or, I can listen to every Monday at 8. It's y'all there no matter what. If I'm on the countdown or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm y'all there. You know what I mean? So, hey, as far as that, man, I think y'all doing the one of the best jobs I've seen. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people talking. But as far as making moves, then I see when I'm on Roger's page, I'm seeing everything that y'all do and y'all contribute to these kids. I'm like, man, let me move the cat. I mean, it's just it's just good to see that. I think y'all doing. I really think y'all doing a good job. So don't let me take away from the action y'all putting in.
But we need all of it. That's what I'm saying.
It's just
Yeah, we need all that, bro. See, the thing is, we need the action, but we need the fuel. You're giving the fuel. A car can't start with no gas. You know what I'm saying? So we need that fuel. You know what I'm saying? So no, you're doing what you're supposed to do, man. I just thank you for calling in, Black Gold Soul. You're on the chart, man. We love that war going on. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your thing, man. So keep pushing your music, bro. And like I said, we got you in Kansas City, man. Sir. We got you here, man. So thanks for calling, my brother.
Always salute, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, shout out to the show, shout out to KC. Thank you for the love, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Black Gold Soul, one more thing, man. I'm going to tell you some of the keys to making this happen is what I believe. I believe that we need to make universal rules that are at the ground level where no matter what religion you are, how rich or poor you are, you have to be able to agree with that. Number one would be, I'm not going to do no harm to no black people. That would be number one. I don't know how anybody could dispute that. Number two would be that we gotta let go of the drugs, man. The drugs is killing us. It's burning us at both ends of the candle. It's killing us. It's sending us to jail. It's sending people to the hospital for overdosing, cemeteries. I mean, just overall, it's just destroying us. And number three is that, I mean, we have to educate and mentor our young folk. We have to get off our asses and we have to get out there and start doing action. And I mean, like, you ain't got to spend like 8 hours a day. You can spend like an hour or two, like, hey, young man, let me take you for a ride for a minute. Let me just walk you down the street for a minute and talk to you.
Help the sisters
the
out.
sisters as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It sound like you coming up with the universal laws right now, brother. You might need to document that down and send them to me, man.
Tell him, Vince.
Yeah, he got
doing good out there, like I'm telling y'all, man.
Yeah, bro.
I agree with you 100%. You ain't got no arguments on that end from me.
No doubt, man. And he got a book that's coming out later on, a couple months, called Surviving Black. So he talk about those laws. We're gonna get together, man, and do that. We just, like I say, man, we appreciate you, man. And like I say, we look forward to you because you're on the chart. So you'll hear from Black Gold Soul. Thank you, brother.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
Hey, I appreciate y'all.
No problem, my brother.
Love.
All right, peace. Yeah, so that's the thing, y'all. You know, as we get back to what we talking about, the violence in Kansas City must cease and all over, and talking about J-Rock again, let's get back on some J-Rock stuff, man. J-Rock, like I say, was a dope rapper. The tandem of him and Joker, man, it was the perfect mix, man, of artistry and stuff, man. Acting Bad. I think it was Acting Bad. That was one of my favorite albums. I was actually on an album with J-Rock, you know what I'm saying? And they called me to the studio. My son was just an infant. He was in my hand, and J-Rock loved the fact that he called me to the studio, and I would think it was West End. He called me to West End, man. He said, Raj, just come up and do one of them freestyles that you did, man. I freestyle my verse that's on this album. It's the album that got Tech 9 on it. I freestyle my verse with my son in my hand. Ironically. So the legacy of this brother, man, is you can't dispute it. And the thing is, we want to. That's why I love the New Edition thing, y'all. Them guys are getting their just due, and they can smell their roses. They can smell their roses. No matter what they went through, they can smell their roses. And that's the point. You know, we have to be proactive, y'all. Proactive instead of reactive. Some things we can't stop, but we have to be our brother's keeper, our sister keeper. We have to, if we see things going on, we got to do something about that. We have to. We have to love each other enough not to take them away from this earth, not to have yourself do 30, 40 years and your life is gone. Can you imagine sitting in a jail when you could have stopped what you was doing, and now you're being told what to do, when to eat, working for peanuts and basically slaves, and you're not free to go breathe the air, go to McDonald's, or just go anywhere you want to go because you're free to do that. Now you're locked up when you can't even feel the sun like you want to feel it. The very things that you take for granted. That's why I try to tell the students here, I try to tell the people that I see when I mentor, is we have to stop no matter what I've been going through. Lord knows I've been through a lot. But at the same time, my freedom is valuable. It's valuable. Seeing my people shine and become better is what I live for. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, activism is a lifestyle. It's not a fad. It is a lifestyle. And I think that we show so much dedication to sports, man. I keep saying that sports is good. People make millions of dollars. People get out the streets. But what I'm saying, the fans will show up in ice cold conditions, show up in rain and everything else for a sport that gonna just make you feel good that they won, but really don't do nothing to change your life. But yet a kid showing up to their events or helping them get jobs or mentor, nobody wants to show up. We show up to the club. We show up going to the parties. All these different things right there, but we do not have the same passion. Yeah, so it's crazy. I understand completely, Samari.
And the crazy part is you're going to see the light anyway. Whether you see the light from behind bars or whether you see the light from your window or from when you standing outside in freedom, you going to see the light, but you got to be patient to be able to see that light. You don't want to see that light when you facing 40 years in jail.
And my old saying is this: hindsight 2020 means it's too late.
Yeah.
Always remember that. Hindsight meaning, I know my Falcons, I make a light note for it. My Falcons had the lead. In hindsight, when it's on the 22-yard line, they probably should have ran the ball 3 straight times and kicked the field goal. But it don't matter now because they lost the game. They lost the game. And I'm tired of seeing people lose the game in life. We work together. I think the biggest thing for us, y'all, I think the vortex will open up and we say, you know what, that's it. If every man and woman right now in Wyandotte County said, that's it.
And the difference between the Atlanta Falcons and us in real life is them brothers still got paid. Whether they won or lost the game, they still get paid. If we lose the game, we don't get paid, our families don't get to eat, and we don't get to go on living a free life.
Exactly. So that's the thing, man. And back to, like I say, you think about the artists out here, man. You know, people pop out the blue when stuff like this happen, man. And I say, man, you got to embrace your brothers and your sisters and your family, man. Embrace them, man. Embrace them. Let's not be reactive no more, y'all. Let's be proactive. Let's get out there and spread this love, man. This love thing, this thing that's in my heart, in my mind is us loving each other, man. It's not weak to love. See, love is the strongest weapon we got, but we treat it like it's the weakest. We run away from it. We tell people they are soft because they love you or they give you chances. They help you out and these type of things. We need to be better than that. We need to hold each other accountable. We need to get these fake activists that want to just be photo ops. We don't need those type of people. We need people to do the dirt. Because I meet a lot of people that come to our program. Yeah, they come for the meeting, but they don't do follow-up. It's never, what can I do to help these young people out? They'll give their spiel, and then they gone. That's how it been. And, you know, I tell my students, only deal with people that follow up with you. Make them prove what you say. It's time for us to take that same intensity that we go to a ball game with, that we tailgate when it's 9 degrees outside, and tailgate at one of these kids' house.
And mothers can do that from the start, actually. And thinking about from the ground floor, if we have a lack of black male role models, and then we know that the mothers must be there if the fathers are not, then to me it starts with the mothers teaching them about who the wolf is and who the sheep is. Who is there to try to take advantage and control of you, and who is not? Who is there to try to give you that false sense of making money, you selling drugs or out there stealing people from out of people's houses or whatnot? And who are the ones who are actually trying to get you some money that you can spend any way you want to spend it?
And we got to watch out for the trap about, man, I got to get it how I live. We got to watch out for the trap about, you know, I ain't have no choice but to do this. That's all I got. And I understand the streets. Trust me. I understand it. But when you locked up, you start saying, you know what's crazy? You start saying that McDonald's job that I thought was weak, I'm in prison working for 25 cents a day. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
They get caught. Right?
Actually, 3 cents a day sometimes.
Yeah. They get caught with that trap of saying, man, people gonna laugh at me if I'm working at McDonald's or I'm working at Wendy's or something like that, man. But you willing to go to prison when you got no freedom, you can't go to the club, you can't do nothing but try to protect your rear end, and hopefully you hook up with somebody to have your back and making peanuts, depending on people put money on your books, and they sell you this dream about you a soldier. You a soldier. You're not a soldier.
How did they treat OG Bobby Johnson when he got out of jail?
Didn't care about him. It's what have you done for somebody lately. That's it. That's the whole point, man. And like I say, man, back to J-Rock, because this is about not only the violence in the city, but to an artist that I knew personally. We think about my boy Maestro, dope producer. J-Rock brought Maestro and Satch here. He had the video thing jumping off. He had the producing jumping off at that studio by Sumner Academy. And like I say, he brought plenty of artists, Ozzy Brothers, like I said earlier, for those that listen. So let's let this be the sign that we're going to stop this, that we're going to try our best to stop this. If you saw something, you know, you have a right to report this. And let me tell you why. Because if it happened to you, you would want it. On the song I had called Animal, I said, let somebody shoot your daughter and she gets slaughtered. You'll be wanting to kill the person that's holding that information on who killed your daughter.
Yeah.
Or who killed your son. Or who killed your dad, your aunt, whoever. So my thing is,
and it's I know they do have a term called snitching. If this man was not in the game, it is not snitching. This was a regular citizen.
Yeah.
That is straight up murder. That's murder.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So we have to wake up on that and use our mind, use our mentality to change, y'all. And
like you doing soldier stuff, it's murder if you kill if I was in the Navy, if I went to war and I went and killed a civilian, that would be murder. If I went and killed a terrorist or somebody else, that wouldn't be murder. So if you want to put it in those terms, if y'all want to call yourself soldiers out here, you got to kill another soldier for it to not be murder. This is a citizen. This is a man with kids. This is somebody that's mentoring and coaching teams and giving back and gives constantly. That's not like killing a soldier.
Yep, you get no credit for it. You know, and that's the whole point, man. And I also to the people that commit the crime. Let's go over there for a minute. You got to get your mindset right that whatever that hatred is, whatever it is, you have to say to yourself, you have to say to yourself that is it worth it to risk your life if somebody retaliate or to risk getting caught, because always some type of file, some type of something shows up. We seen on a show where a person's hair follicles get picked up and you never get away with it. You never get away with it. So the mentality is, think about it, y'all. Think about it. Just think about it.
For sure.
And ask yourself, man, is this really worth it? And you catch yourself. Look at the people when you see them arrested and they're taking that picture, that photo for the cops that goes into the newspaper about this person killed this person. Look at their face. Look at their eyes. And I know they're saying to themselves, man, if I had just stayed in bed today, or if I hadn't just with that hindsight 2020 means it's too late, y'all. You know, and that's the whole point of why we do this, why we push this 2 minutes and change radio, not the blog, but the radio. We push shows like this and talk about topics. So hopefully, if you're listening, if you're on your way to do a crime, you stop. You pause.
You become an animal when you do animalistic things. But you're a human when you do normal human things. And this kind of senseless murder and all, this is not human. Like, you defending yourself, self-defense. That's human behavior. If you got to put somebody down, self-defense. Now, when it comes to you murdering a man in his home that got kids and a family and coaches a football team, that's not self-defense.
Yep. And
you're an animal.
Yep. So the point of the matter is, I'm reaching on both sides. You got into a beef, you're angry, and I always tell people, you get so angry sometimes, and you later on you get to, like, if you get into a fight or you snap on somebody in your family or something, then later on you get to think about it and you say to yourself, you know, I apologize. But when you kill somebody, there's no apology. When you do it, you can't. When you shoot the gun, you can't go catch the bullet before it hits somebody.
No.
So I'm telling you, how many times do we got to look on the news and see story after story before that person realize, yo, I got to stop this. You know, the show that comes on, it used to come on MSNBC, To Catch a Predator. Mm-hmm. They had caught a guy that was trying to, you know, get with a little girl. And they asked the guy, have you ever watched the show? He said, yes. So what happens is, people think that, you know what, it's not going to happen to me. They're slipping. That's why it happened to them. We always, you know, so that's why they have that confidence that even though I've seen many people go to jail, many people in my class, many people that I've seen around the way go, I'm different. And that's the cockiness. That's the naive confidence you have to think that you're not going to get caught slipping.
Yes.
And that's the whole point. It can happen to anybody, but you lessen your chances when you realize that life is valuable. And your freedom is valuable. That's the thing. It's valuable. When you and so the violence in the city gotta stop. You know what? I was talking to Tupac the other day. Mm-hmm. He was telling me about what happened at Club Wave when Chief Keef was here, and basically people in Kansas City, some of the guys in Kansas City wanted to show Chief Keef that Kansas City is a killer town.
Yeah.
Look at the slave mentality of that. Well, Chicago got all this violence, and you want to show that Kansas City ain't no town to be messed with. You getting credit for a block that you don't own. You're thinking by killing each other and taking us down, that's something to be proud of? Lord. So that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you understand? How do you, in your mind, think that that's cool? Like when people saying Chirac, like Iraq, Chirac, and you're wearing T-shirts and people take pride in the destruction of us. Like you said earlier, Righteous, you don't see white artists talking about their women.
No.
Calling them bees.
No.
You don't see them talking about tearing up their neighborhoods.
No.
And guess what? They can do shows and pretty much ain't gonna be no violence and shooting at their shows.
No.
They come to see the music.
Yeah.
So something is wrong, y'all. And if it's a system like Black Gold said, then we need to start getting out the information. How can we stop this system, the systemic things that's pushing us down? So I just leave it as this, man. Rest in peace, J-Rock, Alfred Vine, and his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. We definitely got to change our mentality. We definitely got to stop saying RIP. I want LIP. Live in peace. Let's put LIP on people that he's living and he's living in peace. So instead of RIP, let's put the LIP up. Living in peace.
And us OGs that's out here, man, we can't be out here on the sidelines talking about, I'm glad I'm not around while these cats is wilding out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to get in the game and involved. You an OG for a reason. You know what I mean? You survived it. You survived it, which means you could teach them and show them how to survive it.
And even the one that
do better.
Yeah, but
this time.
On the other half, sometimes they disrespect the code. Truly a violation with J-Rock. Truly, clearly a violation. So my point of the matter is the OGs have to help. We have to get to some of the young gunners, and they have to regulate. It's their time. It's the young people time. I fully realize that it's young people time.
Yeah, probably about 26, 25.
Yeah, they have to get with the 18-year-olds. We have to get with them and show them success. So that means people that supposedly support righteousness, you have to start blowing up people that's doing right so that the people that's doing wrong can see, you know what? That's a other side that I could do.
Yes.
But when they feel that they ain't got no other side, then you normally get this rationalization of saying that this all I got to do. I have no choice. Nobody helping me. And sometimes people are rock bottom. Trust me, if people knew the things I went through, but in my mind, I can never let it get to the point where I feel that I need to do something to risk my freedom.
And people gonna hate me, but I'm gonna throw it out there. When black churches are bringing in over $40 billion just in the United States, and they could put that non-for-profit money anywhere they want to, which means if you're a black churches, you can put it back in the black community and it'd be just fine. And you're not even doing that. You're actually providing the rope for to make more killers, because y'all could be throwing that over $40 billion back into the black community so we don't have no killers. So black churches, black pimp preachers, y'all killing us. Y'all got the gun too. Y'all got the gun to our head too. Y'all doing this too. And I'm throwing it out there because it's facts, it's numbers, it's stats, it's real. Over $40 billion coming from black churches in the 2000s alone.
And also, we can't just keep having incense and conscious talk and conscious debate without creating things. I can say, yo, brother, we started this back in this day and this happened, this brother, but we ain't out there making these men helping change or just Facebook activism And not with, it's okay for Facebook activists because this is where you're going to get the people that's watching, but not hit the ground. We need ground people out here helping these kids, educate these kids, send these kids towards school, send them towards things that they can create and get a skill. We need to be skill building, skill teaching, so that way you can create and eat on your own. That's what we need to do. But we ain't gonna conquer it all in one show. I just wanted to give shout out to once again Arsenal, Heavyweight, H-Mob, J-Rock, Alfred Vine Jr. and his family, the whole Christopher family. They've been through a lot. The Family First Squad, Tez, them, Justin. Hold y'all head up, young men. Take what you learned from your father and take it to the next level. Take it to the next level. Take it to the next level. We have to start doing this, y'all. Once again, no more RIP, LIP. Live in peace. This has been Vigilante for 2 minutes and some change radio. We went way over, but that was the change. And we are out.